So there were a lot of favors and a lot of begging, and
your niece for Taylor?
I mean, honestly, she was with me on this experience the whole time.
It's the kind of showdown that Hollywood usually only dreams up. A rising star in the entertainment world, major media outlets, and rumors that keep getting wilder by the day. Ever since Justin Baldoni filed his defamation suit against the New York Times, the conversation has swirled with behind-the-scenes accusations, urgent court motions, and now even hints that a global pop icon, Taylor Swift, could be pulled into the fray. It's a tangled web that only seems to grow more complex the deeper you look, and everyone is wondering how it might end.
Did you have to make some calls?
There were a lot of calls made for a lot of songs in this movie. Honestly, like, this movie, I think that, like, when you see it, it feels like a big, beautiful summer movie, but, like, we didn't have any budget.
This legal firestorm started with a seemingly straightforward question. Did the New York Times overstep its journalistic boundaries when covering Baldoni's project disputes, or was it merely doing its job? Baldoni claims the paper presented a slanted narrative, placing blame squarely on him and potentially damaging his reputation. The Times fired back by arguing it was exercising its right to free press and fair commentary. Supporters of Baldoni insist he was misrepresented, while fans of the Times say nothing was out of the ordinary. But what really caught people off guard were the deeper allegations surrounding who leaked key information and whether any details were carefully curated to spark a public backlash. The sheer volume of contradictions propelled this from a minor celebrity scuffle into a headline-grabbing showdown.
Yeah, she was, she's a person who shows up for you, and I'm so grateful to have that love and that support. But yeah, there were other people too that I had to call and beg, and people that said no. But I don't know what that means.
With both parties digging in their heels, it wasn't long before startling claims took center stage. Whispers surfaced about concealed communications between high-profile insiders and the journalists who broke the story. Some observers swear they've seen documents suggesting certain statements were taken out of context or omitted entirely. Others believe Baldoni's side has a smoking receipt that proves a deliberate effort to shape public perception. The Times, for its part, argues that every piece of reporting adhered to journalistic standards. The question is, does a trove of unreleased emails or phone records exist that could sway the entire case? Rumors say yes, but until these alleged files emerge, the public remains caught in the middle of a furious tug of war. Few names attract attention like Taylor Swift, which is why many gasped when talk began that she might be subpoenaed.
So there were a lot of favors and a lot of begging, and
your niece for Taylor?
I mean, honestly, she was with me on this experience the whole time.
Did you have to make some calls?
There were a lot of calls made for a lot of songs in this movie. Honestly, like, this movie, I think that, like, when you see it, it feels like a big, beautiful summer movie, but, like, we didn't have any budget. Yeah, she was, she's a person who shows up for you, and I'm so grateful to have that love and that support. But yeah, there were other people too that I had to call and beg, and people that said no. But I don't know what that means.
The rumor suggests she had direct knowledge, or at least some insight, into the behind-the-scenes tension between Baldoni's crew and others wrapped up in the lawsuit. How she got tangled in this remains murky. Maybe she was offering a friendly ear, possibly even brainstorming project ideas. Some point to her history of standing up for artists' rights as a sign she could deliver a decisive perspective if she's questioned under oath. Others suspect her role might be minor, and that using her name is a strategy to ramp up media attention. Nevertheless, the thought of a global superstar testifying in a case like this adds yet another jolting twist to an already chaotic legal saga. Across social platforms, the chatter is nonstop. Some believe Baldoni's legal action could become a landmark case for public figures who feel wronged by large media outlets. Others fear that if the Times loses, it might discourage serious investigative journalism in the future. Conspiracy theories bloom daily, with every snippet of hearsay fueling fiery debates. Are there private power players yanking strings to push one narrative over another? Could high-ranking executives be quietly rooting for a specific outcome to safeguard their own interests? The speculation might seem overblown, but in an industry where reputations can crumble in an instant, nothing is off the table. The tension isn't just swirling around Baldoni and the Times. Associates, financial backers, and close friends stand to lose or gain depending on who prevails. A wrongful portrayal in the media can haunt an entertainer or executive for years, driving away potential deals and undermining future projects. Journalists themselves are on edge, concerned that a ruling against the Times could open the floodgates for more defamation lawsuits that might stifle truth-telling. On top of all that, if Swift's rumored involvement proves deeper than expected, her brand could take a hit or receive a massive boost if she's seen as a champion of creative fairness. Everything hinges on how the evidence unfolds, and each party must weigh the risk of a very public trial. One of the strangest elements of this saga has been the sudden alliances forming behind the scenes. Certain influential Hollywood figures have come forward in subtle ways, throwing support Baldoni's way, or quietly criticizing the Times. Some say old rivalries or unsettled grudges are being resurrected, with powerful individuals eager to exact revenge. Others view these alliances as pragmatic. Attaching oneself to a potential victor can be a smart career move, but no one can say for sure who is being genuine and who is hedging bets until the dust settles. Every new statement from a producer or celebrity seems to reveal another layer of strategy, and it's left the public with more questions than answers. Which rumored partnership is genuine and who's just angling for personal gain? By now, it's clear this battle transcends a simple defamation claim. It's a mirror held up to the entertainment industry, reflecting how quickly alliances can shift and reputations can come under fire. Every day there's fresh intrigue, from the possibility of new documents leaking to the uncertain role Taylor Swift might ultimately play. Could she hold the key to a final piece of the puzzle, or is her name just a shiny distraction? Nobody knows for sure, and that's part of the fascination. In the end, this legal conflict stands at the intersection of fame, power, and truth. As official court dates loom, the stakes have never felt higher. Careers and credibility ride on what gets revealed, and the public can only guess whose version of events will emerge victorious. Until then, all eyes remain glued to the next hearing, the next leaked email, and the next twist that could turn the entire narrative on its head. One thing is certain: the deeper we go, the more complicated it becomes, and the final outcome might be the most surprising moment of all.